Hi there, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we'll be learning about presentation of statistical data. Okay, so we'll be learning to present statistical data. And under that, we'll be learning about frequency tables. So, presentation of statistical data. What exactly is statistical data? Alright, we'll learn about it shortly, but now I tell you that as the lesson progresses, anything you don't understand, be sure to contact your tutor who would be more than happy to help. So yes, let's jump right into the lesson. So presentation of statistical data, frequency tables. Now, statistical data. Now, first we'd like to learn what statistics is. Okay, statistical data, statistics. So what is statistics? And basically, I tell you that statistics is a branch of mathematics that involves the collection of large amounts of data in order to get information, usually for the purpose of decision making. Okay, and basically, it's very common field in mathematics, very applicable field. We pretty much apply statistics to nearly everything we do. Basically, if the government is looking to conduct a population census, they use statistics. We have companies like telecom companies, they want to know how many people are online, how many people use data, how much data people consume, and all of this information usually come into making very important decisions in the business. Okay, so now in this lesson, we'll be learning to present statistical data because basically after you've collected your statistical data, you need to present it in a very organized manner that's easy to analyze, easy to present, okay? So for better understanding. And we have several tools that we use for presenting statistical data, okay? And the one of which is frequency tables. Okay, and in this lesson we'll be learning about frequency tables. Now, so what exactly are frequency tables? Now, frequency table shows the number of times the data occurs in the data set, quite simply. So let me give you an example here. Now, let's assume you own a shop, okay, and basically for some reason you're looking to ascertain how many items people buy from your shop and how many items your customers buy from your shop each time they visit. Okay, let's assume you need this information to make a particular decision. For example, it could be the size of the bags you want to buy, possibly that basically. But then let's assume you want that's what you're after. Basically, you'd work to collect the data, so you keep recording the number of items people buy from your shop as they come in. And then once you've done, let's assume you collect data from 1,000 people. You then need to break this data. Basically, you can't present 1,000 numbers to anybody and ask the person to analyze those numbers. Basically, you need to present these numbers in a very organized manner. And one of the best way to do that is using the frequency tables. Now, frequency tables shows the number of times the data occurs in the data set. So from this 1,000 people, you would be working to find how many times a particular data occurs. So let's say from this 1,000 people, let's pick out 5 items. Okay, so we want to find out how many times people buy 5 items, and that would be would be looking to find the frequency of 5 items. All right, so here's an example. We have a data set for 30 students in a class. Okay, so we have a data set for the ages of 30 students in the class, and we've been asked to construct a frequency table to show the distribution. So this is the data set. We have these students, and we have 13 years old, 14 years old, 13, 14, and so on. Okay, and we've been asked to construct a frequency table to show the distribution. Now, quite simply, we have a frequency table. So we have age, we have tally, and we have frequency. Now, I will tell you about tally in a short while. The tally system is something we use for analyzing data. Okay, it's just a small, it's actually quite simple. It's just about, we'll get into it shortly. So we have age, tally, and frequency. And all we need to do here is just And basically these are figures. So we have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And all we're after is we're looking to find how many 13s do we have in our data set. And if you look closely, let's count. You have one, two, look, do we have any more 13s? Three, and I think it's three. But basically, doing it in this manner is actually quite prone to errors. So it's usually better you work with a tally system. And this is how the tally system works. What you do is you cross out 13 and you put a stroke, okay, for 13 on the tally there. Okay, and then the next one we have is 14, and we do the same for 14. We put a dash 14 as well. Okay, and then we keep doing this till we get to the end, and every time we get to 5, so the tally system works like this: you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you cross. Okay, so anytime you get to 5, 5 is a cross, and then you continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you cross again. Okay, now, so basically, if you keep doing that, keep crossing and writing the tally marks down till you get to the end, you would have identified the number of times each of the datum in the data set there occurs. Okay, and basically from this point, you can easily pull out the frequency. And we actually got it right at the start, but like I said, doing it that way, particularly when you're working with datum, high frequency datum, you would usually end up making an error. Okay, so it's better you use the tally system. And basic for 13 we have 3, for 14 we have 7, for 15 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is a cross, then 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. And then for 16 we have 7, for 17 we have 3. And this is a frequency table, quite simply. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll go ahead now and we solve some examples. Okay, example one. And example one says the number of children in the families of 20 parents are shown below in the date shown in the data set below, and we've been asked to construct a frequency table to show the distribution and then determine the mode of the distribution. I believe you know what mode is. Mode in a data set is the datum that occurs more frequently, most frequently. Okay, so they are the highest occurring datum in the data set. So well, first thing we're going to do is construct our frequency table. So we take out our data set. Okay, we draw our table, and then what we have is we have number of children, tally, and frequency. And we'll just go ahead, bring in, we have some parents having one child, two children, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and we just go ahead now and work our tally. And we have for 5, we put a dash, and then for 1, we put a dash, and just like we did before, we keep doing this till we get to the end, and we have our tally marks all in there. And basically for 1 we have 5, for 2 we have 6, for 3 we have 4, for 4 children we have 3 families with 4 children occurring 3 times, and then for 5 we have 2. Okay, quite simply. So that is our frequency table. And then using this frequency table, we can determine the mode of the distribution. Now, like I said before, the mode is the datum with the highest frequency. It's the datum that occurs most often. And in this case, our mode is 2. Simple, straightforward. Let's move on. Now, example 2. And example 2 says the scores of 24 students in the mathematics test are shown in the dataset below, and we've been asked to construct a frequency table to show the distribution and then determine the cumulative frequency of the distribution at 8. Cumulative frequency, what is that? Basically, it's not too difficult. We'll find out about it shortly. And yeah, so the first thing we need to do is construct a frequency table to show the distribution. And just like we did before, we have our data, we have our table, and we have scores. And we just go ahead and we have scores 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, and we have them occurring a number of times in the data set. So we just go ahead and work our tally system. We cross out our first datum there, 8. So we put the tally mark. and then 5, and put the tally mark, and then we keep doing that till we get to the end, and we have frequencies 74373. Simple. Okay, that's our frequency table. And then we go ahead and we've been asked to find the cumulative frequency. Now, cumulative frequency is very important. Okay, we usually apply it when we're solving for the median of a data set. Okay, and but basically, I tell you how to solve for frequency for cumulative frequency. All you need to do is you need to sum up the frequency up to the given number, up and including the given number, up to and including the given number. Okay, so cumulative frequency at 8, you just sum up all the frequencies before 8, before and at 8. Okay, so you have 7, 4, 3, 7, and you stop there. Okay, because it asks for the cumulative frequency at 8. So if it asks for the cumulative frequency at 7, you say use the cumulative frequency at score 7, that's the data set. You calculate all the frequencies up until 7, so you have 7 plus 4 plus 3. If it asks for the cumulative frequency up to score 6, you calculate 7 plus 4. Alright, so cumulative frequency at a particular datum is just the frequency calculating from in ascending, basically from the top up until that frequency, and basically the datum needs to be arranged in ascending order. All right, so basically for at cumulative frequency at 8, we have 7 plus 4 plus 3 plus 7, and basically that equals 7 plus 4 plus 3 plus 7, that equals 21. Okay, so now, let's do one last example, example 3. In example 3, so here we're given the frequency table, all right, and we've been asked a couple number of questions. So we have the distribution of the shoe sizes of 20 athletes in the competition is shown in the frequency table below. How many athletes wear size 10 shoes? How many athletes wear size 9 and below? Which is the least common shoe size for the athletes in the competition? Okay, so for the first one, we've been asked to find how many athletes wear size 10 shoes. So we look on our frequency table, size 10 basically occurs 4 times in a data set. So the frequency of size 10 is 4. That tells us that 4 athletes wear size 10 shoes, quite simply. Now, the next thing we want to do is we have how many athletes wear size 9 and below. So we just work up the frequency. So it's asking how many athletes wear size 9, size 8, and size 7. So you just sum up the frequencies there. Cumulative frequency at 9. So you have 3 plus 5 plus 3, and that gives you 11. So 11 athletes wear size 9 and below. And then finally, which is the least common shoe size for the athletes in the competition? So we just need to know which happens least. And basically the datum there with the least frequency is 12. Okay. And yeah, that would bring us to the end of this lesson. You can go ahead now and solve questions on the worksheet. Bye for now.